I consider my writings as shared experiences. The night is a beautiful place where we may observe a time where others do not, where we may trace memories and reflect upon the world at its most peaceful stage. To connect the idea of anarchy to nature is only natural, being that anarchy is nature. I always have much to share, but I may also simply take it all in. There will always exist thought and creativity in all beings in constant wonder. However, it is to be said that we have so many illusions cast upon us. It is no wonder why individuals think we live in any simulation. By any terms as such, or terms like UFO, it is still too generalized, and has many dependencies to its context. While what I say I am aware it can be confusing, I will not abandon my common voice of word if it allows me to portray greater meaning and write more on the behalf of greater thought. Individuals presume and make assumptions, yet we live in a world where these assumptions do not need to exist. Like all things, they were created with reason, however. It is indeed reason we use, however, it is also reason to which is underlying to all. Whether intentional or conscious reason or not, all has reason. To know of reason is to not pick sides, it is to be utmost reasonable. Not even centrist, or not even sitting upon any fence, rather one of all, one with all, one among many. These words have too been played on from generation to generation, yet our greatest sense of connection is that of which we eliminate all influence but ourselves and nature. In other words, too, we want to connect the dots, in some cases all the dots. Yet we are connected and we simply choose to disconnect or embrace. I speak much upon the nature of words, for however much I may go to the roots of all or speak in detail, however, it is the nature of absorbing and reflecting that one like myself does at this very late time at night, at this very peaceful time within nature. It is what we do with words, yet oftentimes the world does not recognize this. Therefore it is no wonder why the same goes for their actions, which many may consider words as also action. Likewise, what actions are to words, or what words are to actions. I speak upon technology, however, it is not an enemy, but nor is it conscious. I speak upon dreams, however, it is only such that teaches us more of these truths, and yet so many go dreamless or forgetful. One and the same. Then I also speak of wisdom and poetry as perhaps greatly unacknowledged or ridiculed and not promoted in modern education, of course. Of course, the course of events have been the way they are. Shall you simply sit back more than usual, not sitting among technology or television? I mean simply sitting back with nothing of distraction or manipulative messaging. Simply taking more time to think, simply creating a mystery, simply embracing journeys and fitting that into the mystery. Most live their life as if there is no mystery to be solved, yet they embrace world-scale problems, however, to the extent of having no intent of fixing them when they very well can, shall they see the potential and accumulation of intensious actions. I also speak of some words in creating my own, however, some consider it broken English. After understanding my words, the understanding, tell me, does it matter? People do much, only some comes to the surface. Most people are living their lives as weights, heavy burdens perhaps, crushing their sight, their movement, the ability to simply be. See, humanity has won when there is, in highest circulation, the natural law directly at interaction with them, and with highest ability to wonder. Yes, to have more questions than there are answers presumed. I spoke of presumption, and I've spoke of answers. As one clear one may be, for the many questions shall we choose to ask, the question-answer relationship is non-stop. For that is how we come up with those actions from words, and words from actions. And when one seeps deep into the dark abyss of the ocean due to their crushing weight, what will allow them to come back to the surface? The removal of such crushing, binding, and darkening weights. Again, it is no coincidence we see this reflected upon body weight in the modern day. These reflections are everywhere, and despite such, people replace understanding reflections with casting many projections, pointing fingers. An action that doesn't embrace love, an action that is actually of ego. Again, going back to this idea of the healing mystery and peace of the night. Sure, you will hear some sounds, but is it too like much else in life a challenge? A question of if you will fear? Philosophy doesn't need to come from anyone. It can come from all. It is based upon all. After all, indeed, too, another response, a question-answer relationship embedded. One clear answer, however, is one, like going back previously, is to simply be among all, and in this case having high representation of such irony as it simply depicts the greater or underlying view upon life itself. Greater being far, underlying being rooted. Both can be far, both may be attainable. However, such view may only be viewed by those who can, again, uncrushed by the weights, simply utilizing consciousness. You ask this of my word or that, and I spoke of the need for presumption, did I not? For example, what are these weights? One who has already listened would know. Nature is perhaps often indirect, like this, where the truth can be found, but it is not necessarily upfront and upright. It only makes sense nature is designed as such, and being we have also explored mystery. However, how many hints and connections must I make for you? How many words must I speak upon the world, or to get people to commit to actions that should already have been doing? So I leave you with the question, what are you doing? Are you acting among an action? Is your action for an action? Is your action based on the question or the answer? Which one does it question or answer? Is it one such for those around you? You may be doing it now, you may be doing. Is the answer both? Then why are they identified as two different things to observe? What is the nature of words in human beings? Connected, unique, mystery, one. We've already covered it all because nature tells you all. Again, all is about all. What are you about? What are you going about? Then that is what you are doing. Is it right or is it wrong? Know the real law, know nature, not me in these words. To always put it shorter while always going longer. What are you? Do you know? Do know what you are. However, why and how. All asks, all goes on. To give up is to not know. It is to take a greater risk. Bring up instead, and you can do this by giving down. Love all, see all, actively seek to understand. Be patient with all. Do not let this world succumb to accumulated wrong. Do what you can to do what's right. You have the internet now. You have people who are still conscious. Anything is possible. Anyone can do it. Everything is here. Everyone is about. All can and all is. All shall be. All be and on. Go in, for out. But with all, with nature. Nature is the answer. Begin and be of gain.